Yeah, what do I expect from GPT-5? Well, I was really personally impressed by the leap from GPT-3.5 to GPT-4. I thought we saw kind of emergent reasoning abilities that were like noticeably much better and less hallucination. And to me, it was a noticeable leap. Obviously, depends on what you're doing, but in the realm of coding, for sure, I prefer to reach for the smarter model. And so I guess I expect more of that. And the weird thing about emergence is it's actually like this is not something even the labs can do, is to predict which new capabilities pass the threshold of reliability. And I think that's how you should think about it. It's like all these capabilities are there, they're just not reliable. And then as you get the model bigger and bigger, they kind of go from 20% reliable to 70%, 80%, 90%. And then whatever your threshold is where it becomes useful, once it crosses that, it's almost a binary event where you're like, oh, now I'm really willing to use this. And so it feels binary, even though maybe the emergence is actually kind of gradual. And so, yeah, I think the big thing is, yeah, like just dramatically improved reasoning and coherence and the ability to therefore do agent-like tasks reliably. So, mini step operations. I think people are finding ways to do this on GPT-4 now. I mean, we saw cognition in Devon. I thought that was like a absolutely killer demo. And people have discovered that if you just repeatedly, in a very smart way, invoke, inference GPT-4, you can squeeze a lot more intelligence out of it. And so yeah, like gosh, imagine when the models are bigger and better. So I think it'll be scale. There'll be like another multiple of scale.
What do you think about multimodality? Do you think that'll be part of it too?
Yeah, I would expect it would be natively multimodal. And you know,
What about active reasoning? Like, are we like within months of that happening? Like this year, you feel like someone's going to make a breakthrough there?
I've seen some things. So I do think this idea of kind of looping in latent space and like pondering a topic is an exciting idea. There's probably ways to do that without looping in latent space. Like chain of thought reasoning does work, and so you can just like internal monologue to do that. You sort of spread the compute that you need to figure out the hard token over lots and lots of intermediate tokens. Um, and then, the big breakthrough everyone's waiting for is sort of this RL on text, where you can use RL on text to like learn reasoning tokens to get better at reasoning, basically, in a way that makes sense to the model. And maybe some of that is what's in Claude. I'm just speculating. I don't know, but yeah, I think actually we're going to learn a lot in the next year. Like, what if GPT-5 is not that impressive? That would be a huge deal. If it doesn't feel like a 3.5 to 4 leap, that would be a sign of some kind of asymptote, at least temporarily, while we find the next sigmoid to climb, essentially. So I think that a year from now we'll know a lot more about the future of humanity, I think, like when we see GPT-5 and many other things that are in progress.